Uh, a warm welcome to you, my dear students. This is video number 494, and in this video I'm going to explain how to draw Lorenz curve and how to compute Gini index for measuring income inequality. So let me start with the definition and understanding of Lorenz curve. A Lorenz curve was developed by an American economist whose name was Max Lorenz in 1905. And Lorenz curve is a graphical representation of inequality or wealth inequality. The graph plots percentiles of population on the horizontal axis according to income or wealth, and plots cumulative income or wealth on the vertical axis. I'll show that. In practice, a Lorenz curve is usually a mathematical function estimated from an incomplete set of observations or income or wealth. The Lorenz curve is often accomplished by a straight line, diagonal line with a slope of 1, which represents perfect equality in income or wealth distribution. The Lorenz curve lies beneath it, showing the observed or estimated distribution. While the Lorenz curve is most often used to represent economic inequality, it can also demonstrate unequal distribution in any system. The farther the curve is from the baseline, represented by the straight line diagonal line, the higher the level of inequality. In economics, the Lorenz curve denotes inequality in the distribution of either wealth or income. These are not synonymous, since it is possible to have either high earnings but zero or negative net worth, or low earnings but a large net worth. This is an example of Lorenz curve. This is Lorenz curve, and this dashed line is the line of perfect equality. So when Gini coefficient is 0, then we have perfect equality. When Gini coefficient is equal to 1, then we have perfect inequality, where all the income is owned by one person and the rest of them don't get anything. So the x-axis is often denoted as the percentile. In the graph above, the x-axis is the percentile of net worth ranking compared to other US households. This is an example. The y-axis is often denoted as the cumulative percentage of occurrence. In the graph above, percentages represent the cumulative amount of net worth of household. The line of equality is demonstrated by a 45-degree upward sloping dashed line, this one, as I explained earlier. The Lorenz curve is demonstrated often by an upward sloping but often exponentially rising curve, which is this one, this blue line. In the graph above, it is denoted as a solid line. So the Lorenz curve is denoted as a solid line, where the line of perfect equality is a dashed line. The Gini coefficient is the gap between the line of equality and the Lorenz curve. So the area between this curve and this curve is a Gini coefficient. A Gini coefficient or Gini index is the most commonly used measure of inequality, which was developed by Italian statistician Corrado Gini, and he developed this in 1912, and it is named after him. That is why we call it Gini coefficient. It is typically used as a measure of income inequality, but it can be used to measure the inequality of any distribution, such as the distribution of wealth or even life expectancy. It measures inequality on a scale from 0 to 1, where high values indicate higher inequality. This can sometimes be shown as a percentage from 0 to 100%, that is known as Gini index. A value of 0 indicates perfect equality, everyone has the same income. A value of 1 indicates perfect inequality, where one person receives all the income and everyone else receives nothing. The Gini coefficient tells us how far the Lorenz curve falls from the perfect equality. Here in the left panel, it shows the share of income received by each fifth of hypothetical population. The right panel shows this data plotted cumulatively like this here, and this is known as the Lorenz curve. In case of perfect equality, the Lorenz curve would be a straight diagonal line, 100%, 10% of the population would earn 10% and of the total income, and 20% would earn 20% of the total income. So along this line, this is line of perfect equality. 10% earn 10%, 20% earn 20%, and 100% earns 100% cumulatively. This is shown in the chart as the line of equality. In the hypothetical population shown in the chart, as income increases are not distributed equally, the bottom 60% of the population earns 30% of the total income. The Gini coefficient captures how far the Lorenz curve falls from the line of equality by comparing the areas A and B as calculated in the following way. So Gini coefficient is equal to the area A divided by A plus B. The Lorenz curve is the line of equality where incomes are shared perfectly equally. Area A is 0, and hence so the Gini coefficient is also equal to 0. So when Gini coefficient is 0, then there is perfect equality and everybody receives equal percentage share in the total income. Where one person has all the income and all other receive no income, the Lorenz curve will run along the bottom axis of the chart. The cumulative share of the income is 0 until the very last person. So area B will be 0 and the Gini coefficient will be equal to 1. So if Gini coefficient is equal to 1, then there will be perfect inequality. Here in this table you can see this is the data for the Gini coefficient for Pakistan starting from 0.55, that is 55%, and this is again 55%. So this is a high inequality, and this is the ratio of the top 10% to bottom 50% in Pakistan, and its graph is given here. So this is the graph of the Gini coefficient from 1980 to 2022, and in 2022 the Gini coefficient was 0.55. So since this is close to 1, so inequality is higher in Pakistan. In the year somewhere here in 1996, this coefficient was 0.52, so this was the lowest, but in all other years, this Gini coefficient is much higher as compared to this. And in 2005, it was 0.57, which was the highest. Thank you very much for watching this video. In the coming video, I'll use some hypothetical data and I'll measure Gini coefficient and calculate the Lorenz curve also for you. So thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click on the bell icon. You will get timely notification about my other videos. Kindly share this channel and its various videos in various WhatsApp groups with your friends, with your colleagues, and with your students.